Ooh-wee, y'all, I'm back with another one. So Arie, honey, done pulled her songs from Spotify because of Joe Rogan's remarks on the N-word and comments and like that. She's like, she ain't dealing with all of that. She ain't dealing with all that foolishness, Joe Rogan. She ain't dealing with all that on Spotify. She ain't. Okay, she is not going to sit up there and say something and let the music industry pull her stuff from Spotify. She pulled it herself. See, that is somebody that is in control. Okay, she ain't got to wait on no accusations, and she ain't got to wait on saying a wrong statement, and then people get mad and want to pull music. She took control and did the shit herself, which a lot of you need to learn how to do and step up. You know, shout out to INDIAARIE for stepping up. You understand? She was one of the ones that is not scared to be boisterful. She like, I ain't dealing with this. I'm pulling my music. And not only that, she called out the Me Too movement. Like, wait a minute. Y'all supposed to be for these victims and all this and that. Why did the music industry go unchecked? Well, I don't know about that. You know, certain people in the music industry did get caught up in the Me Too movement, but that was on some bogus stuff and fake allegations. But she means in the terms of working together behind the scenes of just being a celebrity and groupies turning rape victims. However, and speaking of the rape victims, we're going to move on for that. But she's talking about the business aspect of it. Where are they then? Well, let me tell you something, INDIAARIE. The Me Too movement was a gimmick. Okay, it was a gimmick. It was a gimmick to try to go after President Trump and the Republican. It was a gimmick. And then time's up. And some of these people out here still don't get the gimmick. They didn't understand. Why you think you don't see these people no more? You don't even see the Time's Up lady. You don't see the Me Too lady. It was a gimmick. They got their millions and they're gone. You know what I mean? They're gone. And now you got this fake prosecutorial justice system that we live in, took that, okay, and used the Me Too movement as a way of convicting young black men. That's what it is. It's another way for the prosecutors to prosecute some fake victim story and try to tie it to Me Too, and that's a good way to sell to the jury on a conviction. Now, that's just my take on it. Allegedly, my opinion, all right? But getting back to her, she owning her. So here is a 7-minute, okay, that's coming up, a 7-minute video from her. Shout out to her, INDIAARIE. It's a 7-minute video about beauty. What is your beauty? We see you're pretty, but what is your beauty? That's right, INDIAARIE. Teach them something. Here we go.
Hey y'all, happy 2/2/22, happy Black History Month. Some of you all may know that I've decided to boycott Spotify. I talk about that, the clarification of my reasons in my stories, so please go watch, because the news picked it up, which I honestly did not expect, but they're not exactly clear about why I personally want to boycott Spotify. So I cleared it up the best I could in my stories. I cleared it up. So go check that out. And all of this is also coming on the tails of another story I posted about 2 weeks ago, calling the music industry trash. People said that I accused the music industry of being racist and sexist and deceitful. And I want to clarify some things. It's not an accusation, it's wisdom. And I'm not the only person who can confirm this for you. All of my friends in the business have had extreme challenges, and they see it. They know what this is. The same racism and sexism and deceitfulness that exist in this world at large is in the music industry, and where it is in all of the corporate structures, it's in the music industry, which is a huge corporate structure too. But the music industry is completely unchecked, because there's a reason why the Me Too movement didn't hit the music industry, because all that stuff goes unchecked. Okay. And so on one of my slides in that story that I posted about the music industry being trash, and I actually said sheer and utter trash. One of the slides I posted there, I said, I will never heal from all of it because it has shaped my life in ways that I can't get back. And I want to clarify that I feel like anybody who has an emotional life is going to go through things that changes the shape of who they are, and they can never return to what they were. Time does that in and of itself, but relationships do that. Becoming a parent does that. Losing a child does that. The death of someone close to you does that. Extreme tumultuous experiences, positive or negative, do that. They change us. And that's what I meant when I said I will never heal from it all, because I will never be that again. I had a vision of having my first child in my mid to late 30s, but I didn't. I can't go back to my mid and late 30s and do it. I can still have a child now, should I so choose, but I didn't have what I wanted. It shaped my life in different ways. And because all of my energy was going into pushing so hard to be seen in the industry that didn't really want me to be seen. It was a hard push. But it's like that for some artists, because the industry is built for some certain types of people and not for others. But I'm still here, and I pushed and I got some of what I wanted, a lot of what I wanted, at the expense of other things, like developing friendships, like deeper friendships and stuff like that. And I can't get that time back, and that's what I meant. But I don't go cry myself to sleep at night because of these things. I absolutely love who I am. And I would be who I am and take all the stuff that's been hard about my life. I would still take that stuff to be who I am. And when I said I was so pretty and didn't even know, and I said the music industry had me blind to my beauty, I want to talk about the way I use language in this context. For me, pretty is how your eyes, nose, and lips line up. Beauty is all of those things that make up a person. That is their beauty. And so go look at the pictures. Go look at me from the early 2000s. I look like I should have been modeling for Benetton or something like that. Like eyes and bone structure and hair and flow. Like I was doing a thing that was special. But that aside, when I talked about the music industry making it so that I couldn't see my beauty, I was talking about something else too, beauty. So I just want to say, it's been really interesting with this this boycotting of Spotify thing. I see some bots and trolls and what I think might be self-appointed Joe Rogan street team here. They say stuff like, well, who are you? Who is that? Nobody even listens to your music. We don't know you. But let me tell you who I am on this 2222. My name is INDIAARIE Simpson. That is my birth name. So I don't have a stage name because I was born for this. Over the last 20 years, I've released 8 albums, all completely populated with songs that are of a high consciousness, songs about humanitarian love, the interconnectedness of humanity. One of the most common reoccurring themes in my work is self-love. I've sold upwards of 10 million albums. I've been nominated for 25 Grammys. I've won 4. And I was a voice for a lot of people whose stories were never told. And I was telling those stories 20 years ago before it was popular, and I had to push really hard to be heard. Thank God for the label executive who was there at the time, Kadar Massenberg, because without him, I wouldn't have been heard. And so my mother is a high-level creative. When I came into the industry, she started making all of my clothes. So go back and look. All the stuff that even looks like it was by a high-end designer is because it was, and it was my mother. All of it. My father was a professional athlete who, anybody who knows athletes have world-class discipline. So I was born of a world-class creative and a person with world-class discipline, and it taught me that I could be whatever I wanted to do and be. And I came out here and I did it and I be it. That's who I am. So I'm affirming me today on this 2222. And I also want to affirm you to ask yourself, aside from your pretty, to affirm for yourself, what is your beauty? I like that. Aside from your pretty, what is your beauty? And the industry made me feel if I didn't live up to their metrics, which were, how high did you get on the Billboard chart? How closely do you align with these Eurocentric concepts of pretty? How many albums did you sell? Did you win the award? Did you win the Grammy? Did you win the American Music Award? Did you win? Those are the things that people would affirm was what made you valuable, what made you beautiful. I was born into beauty. I just told you about my mother and father. If I told you about my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and the lineage I come from, you'd understand why I am what I am, why my beauty is so potent. That incantation is so powerful. And a message for you to remember, you're pretty, but also, what is your beauty? Write it down in your journal today. What is your beauty? That's good.